The Galactic Council had not gathered for peace talks in over a century. Many alien empires, once bitter enemies, came together on the neutral planet Elysia. The Grand Hall buzzed with voices, bright lights, and nervous energy. This peace summit was meant to end centuries of war. It was a chance for all to find a new future. Among the many representatives stood the Earth delegation. Earth was a young player in galactic politics but known for its strong military. Yet today, Earth had one strict rule. No soldiers could enter the peace talks. Elena Voss was the youngest delegate from Earth. She had trained for this moment, studied politics and war, and wanted to make a difference. But when the rule was announced, she was shocked. "No military personnel?" she whispered to her senior advisor. "Why not even one soldier?" The advisor only shrugged and said, "That is the rule. We must respect it." But Elena was not convinced. She felt the answer was deeper, hidden behind shadows. The meeting started in the huge hall. Representatives from the Varkans, the Karens, the Norgathi, and many others sat around the long table. The room was silent as the Galactic Council leaders spoke about ending the war and making peace. Everyone listened carefully, hoping for a new beginning. After the opening speech, Elena quietly asked again, "Why can't Earth bring any soldiers to the peace talks? It is strange. Other planets brought military officers before." The room grew colder. Eyes turned toward her. No one answered. Then, from the corner, a slow, deep voice spoke. It was the Norgathi elder, a wise and old alien with wrinkled skin and glowing eyes. He looked at Elena and said in a low tone, "Because the last time you did, entire planets screamed." Elena's heart stopped. The words hung heavy in the air. "Planets screamed?" she asked quietly, but the elder only nodded. Curious and confused, Elena decided to find out more. After the summit session, she went to the Earth delegation's private quarters. There, hidden in a secure vault, she found a secret file. The cover read, "Operation Silent Valor." She felt a cold shiver run down her spine as she opened the file. Inside was a report about a mission that had taken place 40 years ago during another peace summit on the neutral world of Zorath. The report said that Earth had sent soldiers to protect the diplomats, but something had gone terribly wrong. Elena began reading. During the summit, a sudden attack was launched by unknown enemies. The alien forces panicked, but the Terran soldiers remained calm. They moved like shadows, silent and deadly. As she read more, the file described how the soldiers took out the attackers in a precise and brutal way. Not a single soldier showed fear or anger. They acted as if they were machines. But then, the file mentioned something strange. 14 minutes after the attack started, all Carrick ambassadors were missing. Only one Terran soldier returned. The others vanished without a trace. Elena's eyes widened. What had happened to those soldiers? Where did they go? The file warned, "Level 9 clearance breach. Do not proceed." But Elena could not stop. She read further. Suddenly, alarms blared through the delegation quarters. Lights flashed red. The security system had detected unauthorized access. Elena quickly closed the file and hid it under a loose floor panel. Someone knocked on the door. "Are you all right, Elena?" asked a soft voice. It was her senior advisor. "Yes," she replied, trying to sound calm. "Just tired." That night, Elena lay awake, staring at the ceiling. The mystery of Operation Silent Valor haunted her. Why had Earth been banned from sending soldiers? What secret was so dangerous it needed to be hidden? She knew one thing for sure. If the galaxy was so scared of Earth's soldiers, there was a story that must be told, and she would be the one to tell it. The morning sun rose over the neutral world of Zorath, a place where no army had ever set foot. It was quiet, peaceful, until that day changed everything. Elena's mind was filled with questions as she opened the secret file on Operation Silent Valor again. The report showed photos of the summit hall, great banners from different alien empires, leaders in long robes, and humans in sharp uniforms. 40 years ago, Earth had sent diplomats to this peace summit. But unlike now, this time, a small group of elite soldiers accompanied them. These soldiers were silent, focused, and feared by many. They were called the Whisper Unit. The report said the soldiers were trained to act without emotion, to be perfect warriors who could end any fight quickly and quietly. The summit began with hopeful talks, but tensions ran high between the Karak and Varkan factions. Elena read that during one afternoon session, the building's security alarm suddenly screamed. An assassin had entered the summit. A Karak agent tried to kill the Varkan leader. Chaos erupted. The alien guards panicked and fired wildly. Some diplomats screamed and ducked behind pillars. The room filled with smoke and confusion. But the Whisper unit moved with deadly calm. The file described how the Terran soldiers spread out like shadows. They did not shout or run. Their faces were blank, unreadable. They moved through the chaos with silent steps, taking down attackers with precise strikes. Elena could almost see it. A soldier sliding behind a screaming alien and knocking him unconscious. Another catching a thrown blade and breaking it with a flick of the wrist. The attack lasted only 14 minutes. When it ended, every attacker was gone. But the Karak ambassadors, the very leaders meant to make peace, were missing. The soldiers had disappeared as well. Only one Terran soldier came back. The report didn't say much about what happened to the others. It only called it a classified disappearance. Elena's hands trembled as she read the name of the soldier who returned, Sergeant Caleb Meyer. The file had photos of him, looking exhausted, standing alone in a dark room on Earth after the mission. Elena wanted to know more. Why did only one soldier come back? Where did the others go? Was it a victory or a disaster? She tried to imagine what the soldiers had faced in that summit. The report hinted at something terrible but never explained. That was when the file showed a warning. Further, information restricted. Level 9 clearance required. Elena realized she was breaking rules by reading this, but she could not stop. She closed the file and sat back, feeling a deep chill. If Earth soldiers had done something so frightening, no wonder the Galactic Council banned them from peace talks. Later that day, Elena met with her friend and fellow delegate Marn, who was from the Varkan species. She asked, "Do you know what really happened at that summit on Zorath?" Marn's eyes darkened. Many stories are whispered. Some say the soldiers became something inhuman. Others say they walked through walls unseen. Elena frowned. Is it true? Did they have strange powers? Marn shrugged. No one knows for sure. The council erased all proof. Only the soldiers and a few officials still remember. Elena felt a mix of fear and curiosity. If these soldiers were so different, what had Earth truly sent to that peace table? That night, she dreamed of the summit. Dark corridors, whispers, and soldiers moving like shadows, ending fights before they began. She woke up with a start. The secret of Operation Silent Valor was far deeper than she thought, and it was just the beginning. Elena could not stop thinking about the Whisper unit. Who were these soldiers? How had they changed the course of the Peace Summit? And why was the truth hidden? She decided to visit an old contact, Captain Ron, a retired Earth soldier who knew about secret missions. If anyone could help, it was him. She found him in a small, quiet room on the edge of the Earth Embassy. His face was weathered and serious. When Elena mentioned Operation Silent Valor, his eyes darkened. That mission, Ron said slowly, was like nothing the galaxy had ever seen. Our soldiers were not just trained warriors. They were changed. Changed how? Elena asked, leaning closer. They were enhanced, physically and mentally. Faster, stronger, and able to move without being seen or heard. We called them shadows because they disappeared into darkness. Elena felt a chill. Why would Earth send such soldiers to a peace summit? Isn't that dangerous? Ron nodded. It was a gamble. We hoped they would protect our diplomats without causing more war. But something went wrong. What happened to the other soldiers? Elena asked. They vanished during the attack. No one knows where. The official story is they were lost behind enemy lines. But many believe they went somewhere else. Somewhere unknown. Elena's mind raced. Could these soldiers have become more than human? Could they be a secret weapon Earth never spoke of? She thanked Ron and left with more questions than answers. Back in her room, she looked at the stars, outside her window. The galaxy was vast and full of secrets. Her thoughts were interrupted by a message from an unknown sender. The message was short. "Stop digging. Some truths are deadly." Elena's heart pounded. Who was warning her? Was someone watching her? She felt the weight of danger, but also a fierce desire to uncover the truth. The next day, Elena attended the peace talks again. The room was filled with tension. The other empires talked quietly about trade and borders, but Elena's mind was elsewhere. Suddenly, a hologram appeared at the front of the room. It was the Galactic Council leader. He spoke in a calm but firm voice. "We remind all delegates, peace requires trust. Secrets can destroy that trust. Let us not forget why we gather here." Elena felt the message was meant for her. After the meeting, she found herself outside the hall, alone. A shadow moved behind her. She turned quickly but saw nothing. Then, a soft voice whispered, "The past is not what it seems." Elena's eyes searched the dark corners. Who's there? No answer, only silence. She realized her search was no longer safe, but she could not stop. The mystery of Earth's soldiers, the missing Whisper unit, and the banned military presence at peace talks was bigger than she imagined, and the closer she got, the more danger she faced. Elena's world grew darker with every secret she uncovered. She knew someone was watching her, but she didn't know who or why. Still, she was determined to find the truth. Late one night, she received a mysterious data chip slipped under her door. It had no name, no message, only a single file labeled "The Hidden Truth." With trembling hands, Elena connected the chip to her secure terminal. The file opened to reveal old footage from the summit 40 years ago. She watched as the Whisper unit moved through the crowd like ghosts. Then, the attack began, sharp, quick, and terrifying. But something new appeared in the footage. As the soldiers fought, their eyes glowed faintly blue. Their movements were faster than any normal human. Elena gasped. The soldiers were not just enhanced. They were something more, something not fully human. The file then showed a secret meeting after the summit. High-ranking officials argued over the soldiers' power. Some wanted to keep using them. Others feared their strength could bring destruction instead of peace. The final clip showed a command. "Disband the Whisper unit. Erase all records. No soldier may ever join a peace summit again." Elena realized the real reason Earth's soldiers were banned from peace talks was fear. Fear of their own warriors becoming uncontrollable weapons. Fear of the power they held. Her mind raced with questions. Could the Whisper unit still exist? Had they disappeared or gone into hiding? And if so, what were they planning now? Suddenly her terminal beeped. A new message appeared. "Stop now, or face the consequences." Elena felt a cold shiver run down her spine. The warning was clear, but she was too deep to turn back. She stood, looking out over the city lights. Somewhere out there, the truth waited, and she would find it, no matter the cost. Elena knew she was close to the truth. The warnings only made her more determined. If Earth's soldiers were truly the reason the Galactic Council banned military at peace talks, then the galaxy needed to know why. She returned to the embassy, archives, searching for any trace of the Whisper unit. Hours passed as she flipped through old records and faded hollows. Then, she found a name. Sergeant Caleb Meyer, the last soldier who returned from the summit 40 years ago. Elena discovered a secret report about him. Caleb had been put under heavy watch after the mission. He rarely spoke, but seemed to carry a dark secret. She requested a meeting with Caleb, now an old man living quietly in a remote colony. When she arrived, Caleb looked tired but sharp. His eyes held stories of pain and loss. "I know why you're here," he said quietly. "You want to understand what happened at the peace summit." Elena nodded. "Why did the Whisper unit disappear? Why were you the only one to return?" Caleb sighed. "Because we became more than soldiers. The enhancements changed us. We saw the war in ways others never could, and the Council feared what we had become. He told her how they had been forced to vanish, to hide in the shadows to protect themselves, and the galaxy, from a power no one could control. We weren't just warriors, Caleb said. We became a warning. Elena felt the weight of his words. The truth was terrifying, but it explained everything. The soldiers were banned because their power threatened peace itself. As she left Caleb's home, Elena realized the story was far from over. The galaxy might fear Earth's soldiers, but one day, the truth would come to light. And when it did, the Peace Summit would never be the same again.